So I'm Max. Before I get on with my presentation, I would just like to make a remark for those of you who may be watching the recording. This is a silent theater kind of thing, so I have a funny feeling that everyone's actually just listening to Spotify here, but we'll see. There we go. I'm the head of electronics and control. So, this is the question that drives our daily work. What are our civilization's long-term communication needs? When the founders, Rohit and Danesh, started out, they had some very early conversations with the Breakthrough Starshot initiative. These guys are sending a satellite to another star system. The outcome of these conversations was that the only practical way to communicate over such long distances is using laser. This is a figure from the Facebook connectivity team, and it illustrates that about half the world's population do not have access to the internet. The global internet of today is driven by a network of undersea fiber cables. These cables are very expensive. A new cable can cost as much as $500 million to $1 billion US. And on top of that, you have maintenance costs of tens of millions every year. The alternative to these undersea cables is satellites in space. They use radio frequency spectrums that is getting more and more congested, driving up the cost and complexity of these satellites. When our company was less than 1 year old, we joined the TIP Ecosystem Acceleration Center under SK Telecom. At this stage, we had closed our pre-seed round and we had finished the acceleration program with Entrepreneur First in Singapore. We also had a working prototype in our lab. This positioned us well to close or to raise our seed round. We closed our seed round at the end of last year at 2.5 million Singapore dollars. This is one of the largest amounts raised by startups in Southeast Asia. The round was led by the Singapore government and backed by Wavemaker, 500 startups, and Airtree Ventures, which is the largest VC in Australia. We're also very lucky to have some super angels with a history of backing companies like SpaceX at a very early stage. With this funding secured, we were able to develop our first product, the Centauri 1.0. This device is capable of communicating at a speed of 2 gigabits per second over distances from 1 kilometer up to 3 kilometers. With this device, in collaboration with SK Telecom, in the TIC program, we have made a trial in Korea, outside Seoul. The use case is to replace an existing radio link, providing internet access to a public library from an access point located a few blocks away. The biggest impact of our installation is an increase of speed with 20 times over the previous solution. One of the biggest challenges, the greatest challenges with wireless communication is weather. During our trials in Korea, the country was struck by the Sulik typhoon, causing lots of problems, but also providing us with the opportunity to prove the reliability of our system under extreme weather conditions. The blue line shows the level where our link would have a lower performance. The curves above show that even during the most extreme rain conditions, we did not have a single link drop. This is an important milestone for us and it marks the success of our trial with SK Telecom in the TEAC program. Now, let me introduce the manager of the Open Collaboration Center at SK Telecom, Mr. Jiyoung Lee.
Hello, my name is Jiyoung Lee. I'm a manager of a global open collaboration development at SK Telecom, and I've been in charge of TIC Seoul program since established in 2017. The first impression about this team was like, wow, these guys are doing wireless laser communication to the satellite. I guess these guys are really geek. So, obviously it's an awesome idea, but we would have like lots of challenges. We already knew that. However, we got motivated to work with this team, not just from their idea, but with a strong and passionate, smart team. So, as you know, many telco, including SK Telecom, have tried similar solution, but failed due to unstable link quality within the weather conditions, such as snow and rain. So that's why, to get to the commercial trial point, it wasn't really easy to convince the infra operation division within SK Telecom, which is typically a very conservative team. Hence, we try to concentrate more on the value in case we can verify with this, fancy-looking solution. So we decided to trust this team, and we also decided to open one of our commercial Wi-Fi stations to replace the legacy equipment to the new solution with Translation FSO on the wireless backhaul system. So, during the trial period, as Max already said, we have such a huge typhoon out there in Korea in August and September this year. And fortunately, we have tremendously positive results in terms of link quality in that weather condition. So of course, we still need to upgrade, a lot of things in products, but and then as well as test has to go through another weather condition, which is a snow condition in the coming winter season. And then we really hope we can get another positive results so that we can move forward to the next steps, such as partial commercialization. And based on the collaboration experience with the Translation, as well as Cool Cloud and Optella from TIC Seoul program as of Wave 1, we recently and proudly launched the second wave of TIC Seoul program with AirHop Communication and DevStack and Network Defines. So we really hope we can get another collaboration story with those teams. And I guess TIC will be the only one great opportunity to create an open collaboration between startups and telco, especially in the telco infrastructure space. So those of you, who have if you guys are interested about those companies, please don't hesitate to talk to me. And also, please check out their booths out there. So there'll be a great chance to do it. Right? Thank you.
Yeah, we had a great experience with the TEAC program and SK Telecom. We had guidance for commercializing our product with direct access to R&D and decision makers and engineers. We've had support at major events with co-location with Facebook and SK Telecom at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona earlier this year. We've had business network access with line of sight to CXOs and other important people in the company. These are some highlights from major events and our deployment with SK Telecom in the TEAC program. I've told you a bit about this Centauri 1.0 and ground-to-ground communication, but our ambition does not stop here. We want to build a space laser network consisting of 300 nanosatellites in a laser mesh in low Earth orbit, delivering high-speed internet, fully secured, anywhere. But we do realize that this may require some planning, so we made a plan. I've already talked about our ground-to-ground communication, which we now have proven. The next step is to make tests with drones and balloons before we, in 2020, launch 3 satellites in low Earth orbit to demonstrate satellite to satellite and satellite to ground connectivity. I hope you find this interesting, and please do drop by us, grab a coffee with me or Kelvin just after this session over there. Thank you very much for listening.